Hello, welcome back to the garage. It's been a while since I've done a proper update on Rufford, so I thought I would update you on what's been happening as well as doing a layout tour. I've not done a layout tour yet, so I thought I would show you Rufford. I will put some footage in between, but it is footage that has been on before. I just can't run anything at the moment because boards are currently apart and if I can focus, and it's dirty. So let's start at the fiddleyard. So this is the fiddleyard. There's a few reasons this isn't attached. Number one, the extension board is not fully mounted to the main part of the layout because I'm moving it back and forth whilst ballasting, etc. So I'd have to hunk 7 foot each time, which gets a bit heavy. Number two, and the biggest reason, is it actually catches on the garage door. I can open it a little bit, but it does, as it's nearly up, it just catches on this bit here, which is a bit of a pain. But with me using the garage door more, the garage door has been on since '96 when the house was built. I'm going to change them to roller shutters because that's the only way in and out of the garage at the moment until we do the kitchen and put another door in. So I need to be able to get in and out, and then in the future I need to be able to get in and out to take things for exhibition. So a roller shutter should mean I get the full length of the garage. And then the third reason is I need to modify it. So if I come down here, you'll see it's got this way in in the centre, but that's when it was an 8 foot. Now I've extended it, I need to modify so it's got one in around here somewhere and one in around here. That also means I need to make the sector plate larger. Hopefully when I'm done I'll get another 3 rows in, but this is why I was asking about 3 or 4 coaches, because this fiddleyard was made when it was a steam layout, so it's made for a loco and 3 coaches. So if I'm going to run 4, I will build a new fiddleyard, and then this fiddleyard will go on the steam layout because I'm not going to have any more than 5 trains on that one, so it'll just need to move the position it comes on to the sector plate. So that was my thinking behind the video before I do anything else to this fiddleyard. You can see each individual road you can isolate because we're on DCC, just so if a number's accidentally selected it doesn't shoot off and damage a load of stock. We've also got a shelf on here for changing stock on goods trains, changing locos, etc. So let's have a look at the extension. So this is how I'm doing with the extension. We'll start at the back and work to the front. You have to excuse the things like these bits of plaster. It's not tidied up yet, it's not been weathered, still in the course of doing that. But on the back we've got some bushing with a path to the disused railway, some rubbish that's been dumped, and you can see the fence and the scale model scenery house. I've also got a small road with an ice cream scene. I will get a couple more people for that. I've then got these trees with the fence behind and some woodland. Again, that needs a bit more inside it. I haven't fully completed that. And then there's another tree in the corner. And then what I've been working on at the moment is the road. So it was in 3 sections. I didn't like it when I stuck it down, so I ripped it up and then had to rip the PVA glue up, and then I've remade this. So I did the first top bit and then run out of spray paint, which has now been ordered. I'm going to have on this section, I'm going to have some scale model scenery laser cut card path, so that'll hide this little bit where I've just made a bit of an error, and that'll hide all this as well. I've also got these lights from Layouts for You, so we'll add a couple and then I'll run the wiring underneath the cardboard, because like an idiot I didn't drill any holes beforehand for any wiring. So I'll run it out, run it down here and in somewhere, right in there somewhere, because there's still the fascia to go on the front. So coming down here on the layout, this is the branch line. I've just hoovered it so you can see there's a few bits that will need titivating that I've not done. Again, weathering on the sides. You can see here's the field I've been working on. So I've making little soil mounds. You can't really pick it up on camera, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4 there, and then there's another 1, 2, 3 there. It is big enough for a tractor to come in, go around and back out, and then the crops will be planted on top in time, and then it'll be a field scene. Here we've got the road in. We'll have a sign here, the no entry, and a car parked, bit of oil and stuff like that for the signalman, and then another field here which will have some form of animal in. I've not decided yet, because we are in the country at the end of the day. And then here is the banking up to the railway, needs finishing off, we're working on it. Then we have a bit of old railway from the original layout. Signals, which I'll talk about in a minute, point motor, and then going up the main line to the branch, you can see the old disused track, and then going off to the fiddle yard. The bridges, I've tried to make them a bit different, instead of just using Pico bridges, although if we just spin around here, these ones are Pico bridges. But I've also added an angle just for a bit of variety, so it's not just straight flat on the back of the baseboard, which was a bit of a pain when I did the road, but I think it will look effective when done. So coming down to here, we have the signal box. Now, you can't quite make it out on camera, but I'll insert some photos here of the interior of the signal box. The cardboard was scored and then coloured just using a felt tip to give different textures of the wood, and then I put the lever frame in with the person and some office furniture, so when the light shines on it you should just be able to see it inside. So now the big thing is I've got 3 signals that I need to do next. So one here for the junction, one here for the junction, and one there for the junction this way. My thoughts at the moment are to have the one on the right, so this one here, as a colour light with a number 1 feather on it for the branch, because it's a brand new signal, because it's just been planted where the old railway was. These two, however, I'm contemplating them being semaphore, because in the region of North Notts, a lot of semaphore signals. However, I'm going to put either behind him or in front of them, a bit lower down, or over here, getting ready to be installed, some dummy colour light signals which will go on. That's what I'm thinking. Not 100% decided yet, so if anyone's got any comments on that, they'll be welcome. But it'll also give me an excuse to run one of the new Hatton's cranes when they come out. That can be sat in the engineering siding, because it's there for engineering works when the possession is to put these signals on. So let's go to the main part of the layout. Originally, the back seam came up here, and this was a road, a single track road. However, now it's a disused railway line. So, we bring you up here, you can see the railway line as it is was left. There's going to be another tree or something here, up here. And then I'm going to get another person to put in here, walking the dog, as people did down the railway line. You can see I've had a little attempt at weathering here. Both the bridges are going to get some graffiti and stuff on it, and the walls down the back of the extension will. Just a bit more prototypical. I've just placed an order with scale model scenery, so when that comes I'll film me putting the different bits on. So this is the distribution depot. So this is actually the same container cut down and then painted 2 different colours. It does need a bit of a dust. You can see there's several pallets as you'd find a distribution depot, and then a man delivering something into the container. We've got the forklift with the man getting off to go inside, several warning signs and light. This building started life as a bus depot, and I have bashed it about to make it look like this. It's probably not the best effort in the world, but it was my first ever attempt at doing this. Rufford is my first ever layout properly, so anything you see that's a bit rough, that's the reason why. I've tried to make it look like concrete sections with this here. There's another 3 lights here, and then if I can get inside, you can see the distribution depot is loaded, and there is a light in there as well. So zooming back out, there's an Oxford Rail lorry. I have cut it down to fit in the gap, and then we have a factory warehouse, which all this is just going to use a hoover in here, so I've moved the layout. You can see various signs and pallets. Then we have a bit of disused railway, overgrown, a couple of guys working, and then we have the old platform, which now has a building on it. So you can see one side is a carpet place, and then the other side is a tyre place with an AA van, which is glued in. I said I was not going to glue any vans or cars in so I can move them, but there's 3 glued now. Typical. And you can see, if I just move there, look, some used tyres dotted around in a bin. Coming across, that is a little scratch built shelter with some vending machines in. And then we have the main station. And then the car park. So in there we've got some recycle bins, a ticket machine, a couple of steps, can get a vehicle in there, and light. So starting at this side, the platform does need finishing off, so all these rough edges are going to be sorted. This is going to be webbed up a bit. Rufford's meant to be a near enough newly refurbished station, so it's not going to be mega dirty, but it will have a little bit of weathering. So you can see the litter dotted around, people waiting for the train. The chap is painting the old station building into the new blue colour scheme. That's what he's busy doing. A couple of flower beds, information screens and such, and people waiting, various people waiting. The seats are off eBay, they're laser printed ones, and the lights are from Layouts for You again. Coming around here, you can see the signal, which is a CR signals. All the signals that are on this layout at the moment are CR signals. We'll work his way down here. See another CR signal, shunt signal down here, and then another shunt signal, so you ain't got to go all the way back to the junction when running round. A few boxes that have come to subsidence, and then a telephone just here that needs gluing back on. You can see a bit of oil staining where the locos wait to run round. And then this is the old double branch line on the left, which does peter out to nothing, but is good, useful for shunting. and then along the front. So this is a backman building, but I've tried to make it like chalk and cheese. So the first house, this needs a bit more weathering on here, and I'm going to get some static grass applicator to finish off in here. But this is meant to be a disused house, unloved. So you've got junk in the garden, rusted vehicle, overgrown grass. And this house, we've got lovely flowers, lovely kept grass, nice dogs, bloke working on his garden. So that's all nice, and his side's near enough done. I just need to do a few more weathering jobs and some static grass there. Coming down to the road, at least to the end, where you used to be able to turn around, but as usual, some things have been fly tipped. You can see there's a mattress, some tyres, some bricks, a chair. It's just all been cordoned off. And there's a railway enthusiast there, sat looking in his bag, getting his camera out with his dog. Bit of litter, because we all know that everyone, instead of putting it in the bin, puts it next to the bin. Excuse me. Then we have the horse field. These are backman horses. Again, this needs just a bit more bushing just to raise the level up here. Some static grass along here. So behind the horses, you can see the man pulling the lever for the yard, because the yard hasn't got a point motor on. So it's just a release from the signal box, and then you can pull this lever. You can pull this point, and then this point in real life as such. And then you can see two more signals, one here for controlling movements out of this line, and one here for movements out of the yard. So coming down the yard, we've got the usual debris, a digger scoop, some speed signs, odd sleeper, got some fence parts there, a light which will light up, portaloo, and then a porter cabin that's had a bit of weathering done to it, a couple of people talking, and then inside we've got a couple of office chairs, a couple of scratch made, another first attempt filing cabinets, a couple of work tool benches, and then the obligatory photos. There is a light in there, so you'll be able to look through here and here and see. And working down, we've got some more track, odd sleepers, gang talking, and then just some more regalia, so fences, stop signs, rusty rails. There's a couple in there. And then we've got some piles of ballast, which I've got some ballast wagons, so they'll be get pushed up to here. It's just ballast that's been tipped. And then we have our woodyard. So I've been working on this crane. It's another first attempt at weathering. I've added this log grabber on. I've had to modify the grabber a bit. This is another Oxford rail. I won it for a £5 on eBay, so I was like, well, I'd be rude not to. So I've had to go at modifying it, a bit of rusting, a bit of weathering. Probably not the best thing in the world, but again, it's my first attempt. You've got to start somewhere. And the logs are, as you can see, proper sticks, proper big tree trunks from Sheld Forest. Another thing I've been working on is these loads. I'm currently just weathering and painting them up. These will have a magnets attached underneath, and then two SSA scrap wagons can come in, run around, go up the branch, empty. These can be slotted in, come back loaded, and then go off to wherever they're going off. And then with another magnet you can take them out, and then they're empty again. So quite good for exhibition. I ain't got to have 4 wagons, 2 uploaded, 2 empty. And if it works, then I might adopt this method with a few other wagons. So just a trial and see. And then I'm also just looking at a few magnet ideas, just so I can get rid of the big magnets on the layout. You can see them dotted around. I installed them because I've got them, but if this works, then I will be changing it over. Thank you for watching this video. Hope it has been of interest to someone. I've not done a layout tour yet, so hopefully you got to see what Rufford's about. I am still working on both layouts, but when paint dries and you can't do a bit on one, I'm just doing a bit of wiring on the other. So as I do stuff, updates will come. Any feedback, questions, comments, welcome. Please, if you've not subscribed, please subscribe. See updates. The only other update I have is that obviously we won't be doing the Great Central Railway exhibition now due to obvious reasons. That's a little bit why I started the Steam layout, because I lost impetus for this because I was a bit deflated. But it should be at the Lincoln Model Railway Show March next year at Newark as its first debut out. So all being well, it'll be out then. So I will hopefully talk to you and see you soon. Bye for now.